There are leaves around, and I know just the tune to accompany them. Few wish to hear it.
There's still a long road ahead.
It's been a few days since we said bye to the others in Nasha Town. Still no news about Rarer, though. Where could he have slunk off to? If only he was gone for good. But with all the trouble he stirred up before, there's no way we've seen the last of him.
Hello! You must be the traveler in Paimon? Mr. Flint has been looking for you. Unfortunately, there's been a serious wild hunt attack over at the quarry. He thinks it's time to regroup and figure out a plan.
The wild hunt? Oh, uh-oh. We better get over there, right away! Come on, let's go!
I can barely sense any Kuvaki at all. This whole area feels like
Looks like his appetite truly is insatiable. As if the power of that energy cannon wasn't enough.
He's not seriously still getting stronger? What's his endgame here?
Ah, everyone's here already. Hey, we made it. So, what's going on?
We've all been on high alert since we split up a few days back, expecting Rarir to strike again. But it's like he just vanished into thin air. No one has seen him nor found any trace of his presence. That is, until this morning, when a ratnik found signs of wild hunt activity while out here on patrol. As you can see, the crystalline itself is physically intact, but the Kuvaki it contained is all but completely diminished.
And we're sure that Rarir did this.
Who else? He's the only one who could pull off a stunt like this.
Kuvaki loss has reached critical levels. Reikir of Solnari set to maximum threat level. Warning, unless de-escalation measures are taken soon, he will pose a threat beyond our ability to contain. The consequences could be catastrophic.
Traveler, do you remember when we encountered Rarir just after regaining his body? There wasn't a shred of sanity left. Nothing but madness and rage.
Yeah, didn't he shout out a bunch of names? Then he started raving about how nothing in this world mattered to him. Oh, Paimon gets chills just thinking about it. Oh, but the thought...
Last time we fought, we were already at a disadvantage. If he has such overwhelming strength, why would he suddenly go into
Yeah, if I were him and I wanted more Kuvaki, I'd just take it, but unless something went wrong. His whole resurrection thing didn't exactly go
The other thing is, how does someone who's completely lost their mind still have the wherewithal to cover their tracks so perfectly?
Beats me.
According to certain medical studies, insanity does not always entail a complete loss of rationality. It may be that he is simply living in a world of his own.
That actually sounds about right. He was ranting away to himself the whole time, like he had zero interest in talking to us.
There are many unanswered questions here. He could be right under our noses, and we'd still be in the dark. Besides his name and title, we know little about him. Certainly nothing about his past, or what he might be hoping to achieve.
Exactly. And we wouldn't even know where to begin looking. Even Boss hadn't heard of the Rahir of Solnari before all this. I'd be willing to bet that even if we gathered together every scrap of intel in Nodcry, we still wouldn't find more than, like, 3 useful facts about him.
So, if we do nothing, he'll just keep getting stronger. But if we want to investigate him, we have no idea where to look. Last time we had Marionette and her big robo-buddy to help us, and we still barely held our ground. If we had to face him alone... Oh, Paimon's head hurts just thinking about it. What are we supposed to do?
Well, I do have a little hunch about his next move. Given that he attacked the core somewhere like the Eye of Krati, or the Pillar of Embla, one thing's for sure.
A perfectly reasonable hypothesis. However, it is worth noting that the...
I agree, we should split up. Right now, Rarir's goal seems to be gathering Kuvaki, not fighting us directly.
Wait, why Hisi Island?
If I recall correctly, your largest goddess statue was carved from Kuvaki.
That's right. Yes, it could well be a potential target of hit.
Splitting up's always gonna be risky, but I guess we don't have much choice.
And if we do run into Rarir?
That's when you follow the 3rd rule of treasure hunting. Run like...
Didn't you say the 3rd rule was...
I don't know. Did I? Anyway, whatever. In this situation...
Agreed. If anyone finds so much as a trace of Rarir, do not pursue...
All right, we'd better get moving. Come on, Ineffa, let's go!
Any leads?
Nope. Diddly squat. No clues to where he might be hiding. It's like he's a ghost. It feels like we're sitting on a powder keg that could go off at any second. Ugh, I hate this feeling. I'd rather face him head on than be left hanging like this.
So, you guys didn't find anything either?
Not loving the word either. How about you, Flints?
I questioned a few Ratniki and eventually narrowed my investigation down to one suspicious individual. But by the time I got to his place, he was already gone. Almost as if he knew someone was on to him. Either that or he's just extremely cautious and doesn't stay in one place for long.
He's been biding his time for a while now. The question is, where?
No idea. Since regaining his body, he seems to have lost all interest in the fragment in my possession. If he did still want it, he's had plenty of chances to take it.
All we can do now is hope that Ino and Anefa turn up some leads. Darn it, Rarir! Wait, he's actually here? I didn't mean it!
No, it's Silver Moon Hall! The Lady Kutar might be in danger!
Let's get over there! Quick! Why is he attacking the damsel elect? What's going on?
No time for questions. Stop him!
This is insane.
Yehuda, get Kutar out of here!
On it.
Look where your feeble light has gotten you. Now you shall plunge into darkness. Felindus, soon I will find a way.
Watch out!
Barely made it out of there alive. What's that guy's deal? How'd he get so crazy strong?
He's a threat to this entire nation. I doubt his strength could even be measured by conventional standards.
I have a question. When me and Anefa showed up, we saw him chasing after this lady like he wanted her dead.
Well, we weren't there for the whole thing either. They were already...
Yeah, we didn't see how it all started.
Kutar, can you shed any light on the situation?
Kutar. Cross-checking database.
Wait, she's the moon goddess?
There are many reasons why people might worship the moon. And just as many why they... I've never met that person before. But there was why he holds me in such contempt. I cannot say.
Kutar.
There are many potential motives. For instance, you help the traveler escape his grasp. It is also possible that he covets the Kuvaki inside you. But right now, devising a counter strategy should be our #1 priority.
A counter strategy? We don't stand a chance against an enemy like this. Surely our only option is to run. He's not gonna chase us to the end of the world, right? So as long as we can sneak up... No, I can't say that. Come on.
Running is our only option.
Huh?
You seem surprised. But what other choice do we have?
Well, I mean...
It's not too late. I can distract him, so you'll have plenty of time to make your escape.
Wait, what? You're gonna act...
Doesn't that make sense? I'm the one he's... A coyote doesn't stop for bypassers while it's howling at the moon. What is it, Loma? The Frost Moon Scions have already grown accustomed to life without their goddess.
We can't just roll over and let him get away with this. That's...
Yeah. We can't just call it quits after every... Besides, she pretty much saved my life back there. If I just ditched her now, I'd never forgive myself.
We can't overlook that you have saved our lives multiple times now. To talk of returning the favor would be a little crass.
River's true objective remains unclear. Even if we were to sacrifice Miss Kutar, there's no guarantee he would stop.
But...
Kutar, I know why you left the Frost Moon Scions so long ago. They would make self-centered wishes, force you to accept meaningless... If it were me, I might have walked away too. But I believe that time can change everything. After much reflection, I've realized that this was never about whether any relationship based on need is purely transactional. You were born here, and now you've returned.
Thank you, Lauma. But my power is on the wane. I'm afraid I will be very well then. I'll do...
Both times you saved us, we were transported across great distances.
It is, but I find it very draining. I barely managed to pull it off just now, and it will be some time before I'm strong enough to do so again. Rejected by the world, my power is dwindling. Like a lake, cut off from its source. Slowly...
What do you mean, rejected by the world?
The 3 moons belonged to the ancient bygone era in which they came into being. The 3 moons are not one and the same. As the goddess of the Frost Moon, yet moonlight has a way of blending together. Each can reflect the other's glow, but this method of recovery is painfully slow.
It's the Wild Hunt!
Even faster than we expected. We'll have to finish this conversation later.
See how those Wild Hunt creatures are running away from us. They're likely just a scouting party.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's get the...
Preparing for dust-up. Cleanup sequence initiated.
The rainbow! Chew on this! Go claw!
Observe. Close your eyes. Do you fear the dark? Beware the creatures of the night.
Observe. To dust. Close your eyes. Night falls. The night comes. Be silent. Observe.
Annihilation mode.
The long sleep beckons.
Oh, they just keep coming! This is driving me nuts!
Rear's closing in on us. We need to pick up the pace.
There's too many of them! And this time, we can't fall back on Futar's house to escape! This goes on much longer.
Defensive mode engaged.
With one heart, we pray.
Preparing for dust up.
The night comes. Fear the dark.
Look, the rainbow! You on this?
Ultimatum protocol.
For the everlasting forest.
Beware the creatures of the night. Close your eyes.
What's the matter? Bit off more than you could chew?
How are you? Uncle Varka! You're back from Amsvartnir?
Whoa! You're Barca? Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius?
We could save the intros for later. Right now, let's get you all out of this hellhole. Follow me. I know somewhere you'll be safe.
Oh, is that where I think it is?
That's the one. Come on, move! There's no time to waste.
Wow! Where are we? This is so well hidden.
Well, that goes without saying. This is the Knights of Favonius' meeting place in Nodcry, and a contact hub for the Northern Intelligence Network. AKA, the black market of intel. No matter what faction you're with, it's the place to buy and sell information. Their headquarters are in Nodcry, but they've got contacts in every nation. As an expeditionary force on foreign soil, working with them has offered us the most effective way of getting our hands on reliable local intel. This is where we meet, so naturally, it's secure. Anyway, where were we? Folks from Nodcry should be pretty familiar with me by now, but I believe this is the first time we've met. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Varka, Knight of Boreas, and Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius.
We've heard all about you. This meeting's been a long time coming. You look way younger than Paimon expected. But you definitely have that Grand Master vibe.
Well, I'm no spring chicken. Just not showing my age yet. Definitely feeling some of that back pain today, though. Rushed back from Amsfartnir without a wink of sleep, only to get right into another fight with that freshly revived maniac.
Another? You mean you fought him before?
Yep. He wasn't nearly as strong back then, but he was still a formidable foe. I brought some of the knights along to give him a little surprise, but he saw us coming from a mile off. My squad took heavy injuries, and I barely made it out alive myself. We knew it might have been our last chance, so we staked everything on it. But still, it wasn't enough to stop him. I tried tracking him down afterwards, but he didn't leave a trace. Even in his unhinged mental state, he's as cautious as any trained operative. So, I decided to come find you. And as luck would have it, turned up to find you being ambushed by the Wild Hunt. The rest, you already know.
Is that why he's been frantically absorbing Kuvaki these past few days? Because he sees you as a threat?
Maybe I'm part of the equation, but even if I weren't, I'm sure he'd still be gathering power. He's clearly working up towards something.
Note to self, Uncle Varka's strength rating officially upgraded.
Guess it's my turn to ask questions now. So, what exactly has been happening in Nodcry? Why is the Wild Hunt returned in humanoid form? And why is it after you?
That's a long story, but I'll try to make it quick.
Wow, I had no idea so much had happened. Sounds like you guys have really been through it. So, the Kutar is actually a Fatui Harbinger. And all this Wild Hunt activity in Nodcry is the work of the Raker of Solnari, one of the 5 sinners. Oh, that's a lot to take in. Need some time to wrap my head around it all.
I'm truly sorry, Mr. Varka. You stood with us against the Wild Hunt, and did everything you could to stop it from escalating into a full-blown catastrophe. And then, the one time you're away, it all comes to a head and all your hard work gets undone.
You've got nothing to apologize for, Miss Moonchanter. You can plan 100 steps ahead and still slip up. That's just life. No one knows what tomorrow holds. You can't predict which way the wind will blow next. And, to be perfectly honest, I can't say I'm surprised. For all the times we've defeated the Wild Hunt in the past, we've never been able to completely wipe it out. Turns out, we were just delaying the inevitable. But now that a new variable has come into play, fate may well take a different course.
A new variable? You mean...
Who else? And in a strange way, I think his resurgence might not be an entirely bad thing. That said, while I know was explaining everything just now...
You mean about our mystery ally?
That's right. From what you've said, not only did they lead you straight to some key file, I don't know who or what could pull something like that off.
I hadn't heard the story about those files. Would you mind repeating their titles for me?
Wild Hunt Phenomena Log, a Nodcryan Ratnik's Field Journal, and Kuvaki Survey Log.
Oh. No. Still doesn't ring a bell.
Another dead end. Guess all we can do now is hope that our mystery ally keeps showing up when we most need them. Still, it's safest to assume they won't be intervening again. From here on out, we'll have to resolve this crisis by ourselves. Your intel also explains something else I've been wondering about. The reason I led my team to Amsfartnir was because we'd had reports about a possible source of the Wild Hunt showing up there. But once we looked into it, it turned out to be a red herring. I don't know who was behind it, but clearly, it served its purpose. I doubt it's by chance that he happened to make his comeback while my attention was diverted. And from everything you told me, it sounds like his scheming began well before his return. So maybe luring me away. But is it even possible that he orchestrated all of this? The Moon Maiden and the Raker of Solnari, Nodcry of all places. The way everything is unfolding, it can't be a coincidence.
So, what do we do now? Got any?
Right now, we've got at least 3 things to consider. First, we need to figure out how to take down Rerir. To my knowledge, the bulk of Nodcry's fighting force is already gathered here. But even with everyone united, we're still no match for—
What if there was a way to tap into a new
How so?
Have you thought of something, Columbina?
3 moons once watched over this world. The eternal moon. They say that back then, the 3 moon goddess— I now bear the frost moon's power, and the eternal moon's marrow.
Hold on. Are you suggesting?
The iridescent moon.
That's right. If we can find the iridescent moon's marrow.
The 3 moons are said to stir the tides and—
According to my analysis, the solution is feasible. However, it is subject to one major condition.
I know a way, but we will need to visit the Fatui's experimental—
The Experimental Design Bureau?
Yes. I must speak with Sandrone.
It's a long way from here to the Experimental Design Bureau. There's a high chance you'll be spotted.
Then that's settled. Next up, our second priority. As you saw for yourselves, when he was still in his wild hunt form, everything he did was for the sake of recovering his— People's obsessions often reveal their greatest vulnerabilities. There must be a reason why he does— The wild hunt has plagued Nodcry for centuries now. If we want to stop it for good—
It's true. We still know very little about— If Kuthar hadn't given us that lead—
But where would we even start? I doubt even the Intel Queen of Nodcry has a clue. And
Oh? That's a rather hasty conclusion for someone who's so painstakingly meticulous when it comes—
she heard me.
Boss! What are you doing here?
I'm now asking myself the same question. I received a letter from a humble knight of Favonius, requesting a meeting to discuss a major business deal.
Details. Miss Neffer, the important thing is that you've arrived at the perfect time. Since his failed ambush, I've been racking my brains trying to come up with a plan to fight Rerir. Given the severity of the situation, we can't do this without the Curatorium. But I knew it'd be a tough job to win you over. So, I took the liberty of reaching out for a little chat.
Wait a sec. How did you even hear? Didn't you say this is meant to be the Knights of Favonius' meeting spot?
You really think he could have gotten settled in Nodcry without my help? Besides—
Allow me to introduce the current head of the Northern Intelligence Network. If it's intel you're after—
Please spare me the flattery. Let's cut to the chase. Well, this certainly qualifies as an unforeseen crisis.
So you're just going to sit this one out?
Why should I get involved?
What if we told you we can't—
Oh? Then I'd say you'd—
I can't put a price on something like this. It's just not in my nature. If you insist on compensation—
You just don't give up, do you? Too bad. I know you well enough to know you can't afford my prices. The riskier the job, the more it'll cost. And a moon chanter's stipend isn't exactly generous. Unless you're planning to start passing the donation box.
Boss, just a thought. If things got really dangerous during the fight with Rerir, if this girl hadn't saved me, I'd be leyline for— If there's any way we can—
This is why I'm always telling you never accept favors. You have to be careful who you get involved with, or you invite all kinds of misfortune. Very well. Yehoda, I will help. Flins, that fragment that Rerir—
Of course.
Let me borrow it. I need it to follow up on some leads.
Wait, you actually have some—
Shh. This is time.
I get it. We all have things we'd rather keep to ourselves. Plus, I know we can— And that brings me to the third and final item. I'm in for this part, no matter what.
Count me in too.
Come off it, you two. Quit playing here. I'm way ahead of you here. And Nefa did a scan of the moon. Once they're ready, we'll deploy the decoys across Nodcry. So—
I like it. genius.
No biggie.
All right then, we'll split into 3 teams. Once your team has finished their mission, return here and wait for the others.
Lady Damselette. Wait, and you two? We've been doing our best to mind our own business lately. But if you're just gonna
You really think that's gonna scare us off?
We're not looking for any trouble.
Do I need to remind you that you're still a wanted few out of consideration for our former ties and the crisis we're all up against?
Let them in.
But...
Are you going to make me repeat that?
No, my lady.
Sandrone seems to be in a good mood. Must be maintenance day.
So tell me, to what do I owe the honor this time? Actually, before you answer that, just so we're clear, we're not colleagues anymore,
I promise it's nothing big.
It seems like you've gotten the wrong idea here. The only reason I let you in was because I was bored. It seemed like a way to kill some time and satisfy whatever miscalculations I may or may not have made in the past. I haven't lost the plot enough to...
I'd like to speak with Arlecchino.
What?
Huh? You mean the knave?
I'd like to speak with Arlecchino. Is she a Nodcrab?
No, she's not. Once the work on this facility was completed, she went back with the rooster and Regrator. The only one...
Rerir is hunting me. If I'm going to face him. Is that a no, then?
As if I need reminding. I was this close to settling things with him before someone decided to whisk me away.
Have you held any tea parties lately?
Tea parties? Yeah, obviously. You don't seriously think we'd pack it all in just because you aren't here. If anything, they've been more eventful than ever. Just me, Arlecchino, and a bunch of insolent and sensitive...
I bet you served them the worst tea you have. Just like you used to do to me when I upset you.
Who cares about how good the tea is when there's no one around to drink it? First Rosaline, now you? I'm running out of people who can make me laugh. Honestly, what could be more ridiculous than the multi-centenarian?
You'd always brew a different type of tea for me each time.
Well, duh. Why else? Watching you squirm was practically my only form of Oh, yeah. And Capitano sometimes used to bring Tartaglia around, too. Well, I guess we are overdue for a get-together. Polonia! Have Febronia pass a message to Arlecchino for me. It's time for tea.
Pass along a message for me, too, if you would. My body cannot contain the marrow.
Excuse me? Who said you were on the guest list? If my tea meant that much back when you were under the Tsaritsa's protection, no one would have...
But that protection didn't come for free. In fact, I paid dearly for it. I just got tired, that's all. I never wanted any part in their grand ambitions. It brings back memories from the old days, when I was still worshipped as the moon goddess.
I figured you'd leave eventually. You didn't have as much of a reason to stay as I did. The Tsaritsa gave you shelter and protection, but that was it. Nothing more, nothing less. I get why you left. And frankly, I have no interest in dragging you back just because but if you keep hanging around with this riffraff, the next time we cross paths, we might be... that might be your plan. But it sounds like someone else wants you to stay up.
Huh? What do you mean?
Listen.
My lady, it's the Wild Hunt. A horde of
Another uninvited guest trying to crash my tea party. Clear the area. I'll handle this.
Wait, what? You want us to leave you here by yourself?
You'll be lucky to make it out of this alive. You really think you can... Go on, get out of here. You may have stopped Polonia from crushing him last time. Stay and watch if you want, but it'll be at your own risk. Don't tell me what to do! Look, if you're leaving, make it quick, or you'll just get in my way. There's a secret... Stare all you want, Columbina. You're not getting another
I know. But think...
This is exactly why you shouldn't hang around with those people. All their melodrama and sentimental nonsense is rubbing off on you. Come on then, Mr. Ray here. Let's pick up where we left off. It's your Wild Hunt monstrosities versus my beautiful creations. Let's... Finally, the Raider himself! Uh-oh. Polonia, get him! I've upgraded Polonia again since our last encounter, and uploaded every last scrap of your data. So let's finish this, once and for...
She's not here. Where did she go?
Hey! Over here, you big...
Curse it. Moon. Go. Keep searching. She cannot have gotten far.
So this is your method for investigating Rarir's past?
Good deduction. But it's quite a different affair from what you're...
Whoa! First time I've ever been in here. Boss always said it was off limits, so I pictured some kind of creepy dungeon. Oh, I guess this must be Sumero decor? That's where Boss is from. And that nice shopkeeper who sold me my treasure cup.
I'm not sure exactly what you've got planned.
Whenever we wish. But I've never faced Rarir myself. But from what you've told me, his power... I, on the other hand, am just an ordinary businesswoman.
If you ask me, you're about as far from ordinary as it gets.
Once I take a job, there's no backing out. Still, I have... And also how to make sure I come out of this alive, if death is the one thing we can take for granted. It is the great equalizer, however full...
Come on, boss. Lighten up. Quit talking about death. It's bad...
For once, I agree with you. When you're up against a foe like... Is there anything I can do to help?
That won't be necessary. I've already made up my mind. Time to cash in a precious favor I've been saving for a...
Fine who?
That shady merchant who sold you an
Come on, boss. You're pulling my leg again. Anyway, I know who you're talking about. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Hey, aren't you...
What is it? What's the big rush? You dragged me out of a dream where I was literally swimming in Mora. I'm charging double my usual attendance fee. See, look how easygoing she is. After that rude awakening, she could have completely...
Dori Sangama Bay?
If you want to make it big in Nodcry, it's all about connections. Lady Nefford. It was back when I first arrived in Nodcry. My trusty assistant, the genie in my... And wouldn't you know it, that's when I suddenly find myself in a life... I've been giving her a 30% discount off all of my goods ever since. Plus, any other friends you send my way will enjoy 10% off. What can I say? The great Lord So, let me guess. You've run into some trouble.
You guessed correctly.
The one type of gear I've never been short on. What are you looking for? A jetpack, at the very least. I need to know what kind of opponent you're dealing with here. If even you're...
What if I told you it's someone with the power to bring...
Is that so? Then we really are talking top...
Your supplier?
A powerful woman, make no mistake. I can't reveal her identity, but luckily, if you're willing to wait, I can ask her when she's here.
Then, let me put it another way. What would you do if you encounter—
Of course not! I have a handy little trinket from one of my generous suppliers, which... Hold on. What exactly are you getting at? No, no!
Let's just say I'm borrowing it, all right? Just for insurance. Favors are the worst kind of debt to owe, and now you've got a chance to repay—
Fine. You can borrow it for 5 days. No, make that 3. And for every extra hour after that, I'm charging you 1,000,000 mora. Deal?
Deal.
What a way to start the day. Now, was there anything else you wanted? Or can I go back to bed now?
That will be all. Take care now.
See you later!
Excellent. Everything is well and truly ready. The ceremony can now be— After initiating the ceremony, your minds will follow me wherever I go. You will see many strange things in your mind's eye. So remember, don't be frightened, and don't make a sound. Now then, let us peer into the Raker of Solnari's past. I made it. I don't recognize this style of architecture. Simple furnishings, table and chairs. Looks like the fearsome Raker of Solnari came from— Unless this passed for luxury in Conria. Anyway, I'll keep exploring.
Hi, River. Since you're working extra hours tonight, I thought I'd keep my— I'll test it out, and if it's as good as everyone's— P.S. New stash from the Universitas Magistrorum. I brought some goodies home. A few teacups and a—
They didn't sign their name, but they—
I went over to Joseph's for drinks today. They have a fine collection, but I went alone. Felindis was tied up with something and couldn't make it. Joseph asked why I came alone, but I didn't really have an answer. He then went on to ask about other things, but if he invites me again, chances are I'd still go.
Felindis. That's the same name Rerir mentioned.
Crane imports keep falling. If things don't pick up, we'll soon be back to meat and honestly, I'm not a huge fan of that new type of mushroom everyone's been into lately. Didn't it start out as a lab-grown variety? I heard it's even mildly corrosive. I don't care if it's an impressive feat of alchemy.
Grain has to be imported, and they're eating a diet of mostly meat and mushrooms. That would explain why they use so much stone in there. They even use alchemically modified strains for food. Seems like—
I've just about saved up enough now. Time to buy it.
Making a big purchase. He really is a professional. No wonder despite what he's become, it seems like he's retained certain— Did Rerir rip it out himself?
Before I met you, I was convinced that my heart was nothing more than the burial place of a fallen moon. A withered, windless grove where the waters rested forever unrippled. It was you who helped me see that my heart hadn't entirely...
This is just trivial sentimentality. The burial place of a fallen moon.
Reverie, over here.
Dane! Oh, and, Vediflin here?
Hello there, Reverie. You need not address me so formally. He doesn't get that much free time, so I invited him over for a drink.
Well, I'm flattered.
So, what are we discussing today?
Hey, don't look at me.
Come on, don't give us that. Didn't you?
Who'd have thought the great Twilight Sword was an evil...
I just didn't expect you to be the first one to settle down and get married, that's all.
Yeah. If you told me that a few years ago, I wouldn't have believed you.
So, are you planning to come clean about your job?
Sure, I'll have to tell her at some point. But I'll need to pick the right time and place.
Come on, stop being such a pessimist. For all you know, she could be thrilled. A member of the King's Guard.
Of course he does. Anyway, enough about me.
Me? Same old, same old. Nothing much to... Huh? What's up, Ved?
It's nothing.
Vediflin, Dainslift's elder brother. Renowned throughout the court of Conrad, and yet, despite the gulf between us, does he even know me? Does he see me as a friend of his brother, or why did he react so strongly?
Brown, curly hair and brooding blue eyes. Perfectly normal. No different from anyone else. As frightening as this monster is in the present.
Felindis? You're back early?
Our equipment's being serviced today, so I got off earlier than you. Aw, why the long face? Is something the matter?
Went for a drink with Dane and the others after work.
Isn't that a good thing?
Vediflin showed up today, too. You know.
Ah, Mr. Vediflin. Yes, I've heard of him. They say that
He overheard Dainslift mention that I'd recently proposed, and seemed to have...
So, you're worried? You can be such a child sometimes. We're nobodies. Why would the visionary be concerned about us? I'm sure someone in his position has...
Maybe you're right.
You worry too much, Reverie. We've been together for ages now, and...
So, you do remember.
Like I said, I need some time to decide. You can't just rush into things like this.
All right. Take your time. Nobody's. Sounds about right. Can someone whose gaze is so fixed on a far-flung future even see the present clearly? Meanwhile, every idea they come up with and every decision they make, it affects everything. The opposition tried to speak out, but nothing came of it. A man can have 1,000 reasons to carry a sword, but there are few good excuses to use it. Yet what becomes of someone who kills on another's behalf? Felindis. It's nothing. You were right. Fate has never smiled upon... There's no reason we can't keep living happily together, cherishing the simple joys of each day as they come.
See? You just need to stay positive, Reverie. I can feel your warmth, your breath. Just seeing you makes me happy in a way I can't explain. And that's something that no one could ever take away from me.
You're right, Thelindis. I've just been overthinking.
That's better. Getting caught up about things like this will only ruin our evening. Speaking of which, all set for the ball tonight?
You go ahead. I just have a few things to take care of, then I'll...
Even busier than the big shots, huh? Fine, I'll go get started. But don't be late. If you keep me waiting too long,
Relax. I'll be there. Seriously, though, you drive a hard bargain. You're really gonna leave my proposal hanging?
Well, that goes without saying. I already told everyone I'd be coming with a dance partner. Besides, they're two completely different things. Let's take it one thing at a time.
All right. White outfit it is.
It seems like Rerir was deliberately hiding his ties to the intelligence service. He clearly doesn't want his would-be fiancée to know about his other life. Who'd have thought we were in the same line of work? Let's dig a little deeper.
Our last operation was a resounding success, and all thanks to you, Reihir of Solnari. In total, we have—
After all these years since the dynasty's fall, so many of them still linger.
Indeed, it cannot be denied. Yet it was destiny that the Crimson Moon, Conria, has no further need for a dead moon. But alas, there were—
That's not entirely true. Much about the Crimson Moon era was worthy of remembrance. Many of its secrets remain unsolved to this day. As it happened—
You still haven't told her what you really do for a living.
Where would I even start? How do you tell someone that you're one of the king's hand-picked executioners?
You didn't choose this life, any more than I did.
But I'll sure as heck be the one to pay for it. Speaking of which, we need to be more rigorous in the way we identified. Someone, it seems, has strong opinions about my future plans.
Your concerns are not unfounded. They've taken out many of our colleagues these past few years, and for that very reason. Take care, Reihir of Solnari. I look forward to toasting you at your wedding.
Thanks, Thorkel. You look up. Thelindis, I never wanted to keep this from you. You're the last person I would ever want to lie to. But that's exactly why I can't tell you everything. The moonlit dynasties are a thing of the past. Yet even now, with the sun shining hot, could that be why Vedalfnir held back? Or was— I have to get a clear answer from him. No matter what happens.
Rerir seems to be very concerned by Vedalfnir and Dainsleif, the visionary and I've investigated this whole area now. Should I try somewhere else? Wait a second.
So, he's late after all.
Are you waiting for someone, ma'am?
Oh, sure.
Thank you. But I'm afraid none of them are as pretty as you.
For someone so young, you sure have a way with—
I'm only telling the truth. Look me in the eyes. You'll see I'm not lying. May we have a word in private?
Who are you? And what—
It doesn't matter who I am. Too many of our kind have fallen. Not long ago, the Reihir of Solnari led an assault on one of our strongholds.
Sorry, I don't know why you're telling me this.
Wait, hear me out. This time we finally got His name is Rerir, and he claims to be one of the king's guards.
What did you say?
A cruel irony, isn't it? The man you're set to marry leads a double life as a—
Why are you telling me all of—
Simple.
How strange. Rerir couldn't possibly know what happened. Why would her memories appear in his fragment? The ceremony won't last much longer.
So that was your doing? Did you just...
Any more questions, and I'll have to start...
I had no idea you could... I gotta admit, though, I'm itching.
I'm just as curious as you are. But the ceremony only... Luckily, we managed to learn quite a...
So far, so good. I just hope the others are doing... Especially the group with the Traveler. Their mission...
If you're worried about them, go see how they're...
If I know Boss, she's gonna need some time to write up all the details and make...
Oh, they've been prowling around for nearly 2... Oh, they might not have seen us yet, but with them constantly sweeping the area... Oh, that's never gonna work! One little... If they spot us, they'll run straight back to Rare. And once he knows we're here, it won't be long... Oh, guess you're right. Quick, hide! We almost got spotted! Phew! That was a close call. Watch out! He's coming this way! Keep going. We're nearly there. This is the final hurdle. Oh, there's no end to these things.
Fire.
Fire? Wait, what's that smell? Oh no, there's a fire!
Sandrone was right. You look weak, Columbina. The old you would never have let such lowly creatures bar your way. Word has it that you did something for the Tsaritsa, and that's why freedom comes at a heavy price, doesn't it?
It's Arlecchino!
Hello again, Columbina. And greetings, guests of the House of the Hearth.
It's been a while, Arlecchino.
Stupid right here of stupid Solnari. Ugh, whatever. I've got all the data I need. Next time we meet, you're finished. He sure doesn't pull his punches.
Excuse me, do you need a hand?
You can do me a favor by staying out of my way. Can't you see I'm busy? Wait a minute. I recognize...
Hello, Miss Sandrone. Father sent us over to help.
How considerate of her. Hey, Fremine, get over here and help me fix this. Lenny, you do your thing. Just keep your sister away from my machine. Nearly every machine that cat girl touches ends up going haywire. Go put her on cleaning duty or something.
Then let's start downstairs. Fremine, you've got it.
Wait a second. Pretty sure there's still some tea in the cupboard. If you want...
It's a relief to see you all made it back in one piece.
Huh? Feels like there's quite a few people missing.
I returned ahead of them. Flint is helping Aino and Anefa to set up the...
Boss is still wrapping things up on her end. She sent us back to fill you up.
I see. Then let's get right into it. But first, who do we have here?
Greetings. I was invited here to help as a longtime tea party companion of Columbina's. You may call me Arlecchino.
Surely it can't be.
Those eyes. Oh, where have I seen them before?
The only Arlecchino I know is the fourth of the Fatui Harbingers.
You are well informed, Grandmaster. A man from Mondstadt living all the way out here in Nodcry, and yet the people and affairs of Snezhnaya seem to hold a...
Oh, the feeling's mutual. Sounds like you know all about who I am, too.
A Fatui Harbinger.
The atmosphere in here just got really tense. Guess...
I must admit, though, I'm a little curious. Seeing as the moon goddess no longer...
Nor does Nodcry belong to Mondstadt, Mr. Varka. Yet still, you're fighting for it all the same. Things don't always have to have a tangible payoff. Sometimes, stopping things from spiraling out of control is a higher priority. Of course, I can't say there's nothing in it for me at all. But that's between Columbina and myself.
Forgive me. I don't mean to doubt you. We have our own way of doing things here in Nodcry.
I know there's been a lot of bad blood between us in the past. I've done my utmost to avoid friction whenever I could. That's why I'm here solely in a personal capacity. As a gesture of good faith, I'll be frank. I can help Columbina track down the iridescent moon's marrow, which will help her restore... Anyway, what else is on the agenda? Let's begin.
She says she'll be frank, then completely skips over the details. Looks like she doesn't want to give away too, but she clearly wants to change the subject. It'd be awkward if I tried to bring it up again now. I guess we'll just have to go along with it. She's the fourth of the Fatui
Well, since Miss Arlecchino sounds confident in her ability to handle that...
All right, listen up, everyone. First, we now know that Rerir was originally a Conrian secret agent whose primary mission was...
The dregs of the Crimson Moon.
In the memories, there was a lot of talk about the Crimson Moon and...
To my knowledge, Those were the names of two different... Long, long ago, it is said that the people of Conria were... But one day, a coup saw the Crimson Moon eclipsed. Hence the name of the new dynasty.
Still, long after the Crimson Moon dynasty had fallen, the last ruler of the Eclipse dynasty, the Vinster King, in those days, Rerir showed no signs of madness. In fact, what's the matter?
Verfnir, Rheindotter, Flinders.
Interesting. Anything else? What about this would-be?
Well, she was a researcher at the Universitas Magistrorum.
Oh, and one more thing. For some reason...
Well, no shortage of potential leads, I'll give you that. In any case, it sounds like the Lindis, it seems, must have been the one thing in this world that he couldn't let go of.
Why do you need to know that? Hold on. If she was a pure blood oh yeah. Just like how it would.
If we could somehow find her, do you...
It's possible. But it would take a miracle. That merchant who never knows. Dori Sangam.
Alright then. Let's keep working in our separate Traveler, Paimon, Kutar, and Miss Arlecchino. We'll go look for the iridescent moon's marrow. As for the others...
On the way over here, I noticed that the wild hunt monster... At this rate, the people living here will be in grave danger too.
I'll head back to the curatorium and meet up with the boss.
Feels good knowing we've all got something to be getting on with. Given that the wild hunt has been a lot more active lately, the Lightkeepers have likely begun their own operations too. I'll hold the fort for now, then discuss our next move with Flints, Aino, and Anefa when they get back.
All right then.
Well, the clock's ticking. If that's everything, we'll be on our way.
We'd better get moving too. We'll try to buy you as much time as we can.
Relax. Just do your thing. Now, I decided to call in some backup since things are getting so... Stay safe, everyone. Dismissed.
We're back. Did we get...
A tad late. The others have already set off. To summarize, everything going smoothly on your end?
Not great. I don't know how long we can stall them for. The decoys are getting taken out way faster than we imagined. I'm gonna make some more later, but I need a timeout first. I'm so tired right now. Oh, right! Inefa?
Sure. Uncle Varka, you previously told us about how when you went to investigate a source of... But according to Flintz's intel, several outbreaks of the Wild Hunt had already occurred and that was before Rerir had regained his body, when he was far from regaining his full strength.
Flintz, with everything that's been happening, the Lightkeepers across Nodcross... I know, I'm sure you're capable of coming up with something far more effective than decoys. But for... Anefa and I will head back over to Amsfartnir to see if there's anything I missed.
I told you Uncle Varka would say that, didn't I? A deal's a deal. Not a word about my snack intake for the next week.
Database updated. Reliability of Aino's predictions increased.
What does that mean?
They were betting on how you'd respond.
It's the obvious choice, isn't it? That's hard.
We already decided that Anefa should go investigate the situation over at Amsfartnir. Someone needs to hang back and oversee our strategy meetings. And besides, you still...
So I've ended up with the easiest assignment. Well, I appreciate it, everyone. See you.
Here, this will serve as a good spot to cross over.
Arlecchino, hold up a second. Since you brought us all this, we still haven't got the slightest idea what's going on here. And if you...
Simple. Because I am an inheritor of the royal bloodline of the Crimson Moon.
Huh? Are you serious? Isn't...
Your surprise is understandable. I was also... But the more I thought about it, the more I realized. When I was young, I discovered I could wield a very special kind of fire. What's more, whenever I experienced strong bursts of emotion or... Exactly. That is why my hands are like this, too. At first, I saw it only as a curse. Together with my own investigations over the past few years, for instance, take the so-called Crimson Moon. In truth, it is nothing more than the shadow. Since this blood flame was bestowed upon me by the Crimson Moon, it is a fusion of the iridescent moon's former power, and you all understand the nature of the Abyss well enough. I draw upon its power, and in return, it hungers for my soul.
If I recall correctly, you once told me that if the corrupt...
Yes. And that's the reason I'm always careful not to push... Anyway, the rest of my story can wait.
Paimon has a question. So, the Crimson Moon that the Kari... Does that mean that the Karians were to the Crimson...
So much of that history has been lost. We have no way of knowing exactly what they were like. But I would suspect that the Conrians weren't as devout in their moon worship as it might appear. Later on, perhaps someone discovered a way to make direct contact with the Abyss. Or maybe there was some kind of ideological divide. Either way, a dissenting faction staged a coup. Still, even with the dark sun looming high overhead...
The first time we met, I sensed something familiar in your presence when I looked at you. I felt I could see that mysterious...
Well, I appreciate that you kept it to yourself. Much about the Crimson Moon is still a mystery. Anyway, time is against us here, so if there's a... I just want to make sure I've got one thing straight. In her letter, Sandrone mentioned that since you...
That's right. For now, the iridescent moon is already part of who you are.
Deal. Then let's get started.
Get what started?
When I first became a harbinger, the Jester gave me a book called Harry. Also, you should be able to buy a copy next time you're in Fontaine. It's a love story set in the Crimson Moon era, or so the story goes. There was an orphanage that was
beyond the bounds of this world?
The Crimson Moon sages looked beyond this world for beings with powers that surpassed the gods. But fearing they made these children crawl up a fireplace and kept asking them, "Have you died? Did you see it?" Until they finally admitted to having died. The adults embraced the children who passed the ritual. Telling the book leaves much unsaid. But I suspect that this was their way of
That explains why I can't sense the Crimson Moon's marrow in this world.
There's no fireplace here. Do you see a chimney?
That won't be necessary. The fireplace is purely symbolic. The key to the ritual is crossing the flames between two worlds. Those burned away by such flames leave behind a kind of ghostly after. In short, I can open a passage to that space for you. The catch is I'll need to stay on this side to keep the passage open. So, very well. Then I'll open it up.
Traveler, spare me a little more moonlight. Thank you. I feel like I've recovered some of my strength now.
Mistress of the seven hues of ages past, great mother of the present, crimson-clad sovereign of the two realms, by fire severed, by fire renewed, I offer myself now and beseech your descent. One word of advice. As you're crossing over, no matter what voices you hear, do not answer.
Got it.
I sense a sinister gloom inside. I feel that I am about to meet an old friend.
I sense your presence, and craving death and rebirth. Wait, why are you? You have crossed over from another world, transcended fate itself. I have no right to.
What a tragic sight. Fragments of your broken...
Careful! There's something... Paimon's right behind you! By the way, Kalamina, didn't you tell us that the iridescent moon had shattered into pieces? The moon up there looks pretty whole to Paimon. How is that possible?
There is no escape! Watch out!
Just like I thought. It was only a facade.
Coming at ya!
Shattered!
Where'd that come from?
Coming at ya!
Huh? Huh? For real?
No. I'm not sensing anything up. It's coming from under the mountain.
Let's see. Ah! There's some kind of weird wait, see that? Looks like... Looks like a device from the time of Kalia. Maybe people once came here to study the Crimson Moon's domain, and they left this behind. Oh, if we can activate it, we might find some clues. Look at that! Now that the mechanisms... Do you think these mechanisms...
Felindis, we'll leave the rest of the research in your hands. We'll be heading back now.
I hope this isn't ruining date night.
Ugh. Mind your own business. Just leave me some snacks on the table.
Felindis? Is that Rear's girlfriend? Oh, yeah. So... Do you think she would...
The Abyss has made this space extremely... Maybe that's why some of the things she said and did...
Whenever I see this view, it takes me back to a poem from my childhood. Waning moon, oh lifeless damsel, weep for me, of all people, to be here.
The Abyss has messed up this mechanism. We need to find a way to get it working again. Let's see if there are any other devices nearby.
Hey there! Watch out! Adventure time! Watch out!
So the moon marrow, or rather the power of the three moons, if really does exist. With the Abyss inhibitors in place, I should be able to act— Oh, Rerir, with every step you take, you're drifting further from what you truly desire. But if only I could get my hands on that outside.
Hey look! The moon's reflection is back to normal! Felindis Boss's voice mentioned a chamber with the moon marrow.
It must be. For within it...
Then there's no time to lose! Let's go! These things are so creepy! Looks like we'll have to destroy them if we want to get to the iridescent moon's marrow. That must be the iridescent moon's marrow! Oh, we'll need to destroy these things before we can reach it!
Open fire!
Teamwork is dreamwork! A proper send-off! From the Spina with Glove. Coming at ya! Hey there!
Torn to oblivion! There is no escape!
Hold on to your hats. Let's fly! Bullseye! Locked on! Hey there!
Inazuma shines eternal!
We're so close!
Take me up!
Open fire! Knock him down.
A proper send-off! From the Spina with Love. Watch out!
You want crazy? I'll show them crazy.
The iridescent moon's marrow. Still, if we can purify the abyssal power... It's so... Is it you? Huh? At long last. I'm sorry. I lied to you. The moment the moon shattered, my body began to split apart piece by... Tell me, what was it that brought you to us? You look so... puzzled. But trust me when I say that
What was that all about? It sounded like she was speaking to a long-lost friend.
Perhaps. She took me for for a fading soul like hers.
But anyway, we've got the iridescent moons. All right, time to leave this place and... That's odd. This place looks different than when we came in.
Waning moon. Huh? Oh, lifeless damsel.
Hurry! The place is collapsing!
It wants to trap us here.
Who's it? The abyss?
Now we've taken the moon marrow. All that's left here is a dark will. It will show us no mercy.
The crimson moons! My marrow! My heart! Finally! Huh? Oh no! The exit's blocked! They're back! Now what do we do?
This is where you fall. Witness my rise!
Hey,
what are you waiting for?
You, Arlecchino? Did you... Wait! Your hands!
Oh, this? Don't worry. It's a small price to pay. The Abyss wanted to trap you inside, and I defied its will by bringing you out. No wonder it's a little angry. No. I have paid the price, albeit a small one, and it cannot be undone. My hands have already fused with the Abyss.
But surely... Oh... We're so sorry, Arlecchino.
As much as I'd like to call it a favor, the truth is, I was simply
Yes. You did your part. And as promised, I will leave the iridescent moon's marrow in your care.
I'll take that as a blessing. Now, Columbina, give me your hand. Feeling stronger?
Hey, Columbina!
I'm fine.
By the Frost Moon's authority alone, wielding the power of the other moons was always going to be a stretch. Still,
It's still not enough. Just one more ray of moonlight. It's okay. I can take it.
How about now? Fighting fit?
At the very least, I won't have to stay hidden like before. I want to see him gone from Not Cry. The Rahier of Solnari and his wild hunt must be sent back where they belong.
Well, it's good to have something to aim for. When I first met you, you didn't strike me as a ray of moonlight. More like a wisp of fog drifting in from who knows. But now, you're full of vitality. Just like the Frost Moon, once the brightest of them all. May you keep shining, Columbina. This is who you are.
Thank you. Look after yourself too, Arlecchino. I know you have plans of your own, and that's why you're always seeking to grow stronger. But whatever you're after, don't let the Abyss take a hold of you. I do not wish to see you go down the same path as Revier.
I appreciate the concern, Columbina. Although perhaps it's time you took a new name.
A new name?
Kutar, the Moon Maiden, Columbina. They're nothing more than code names. They describe who she is and the roles she's played. We often use code names in the House of the Hearth, too. But it's knowing your real name that keeps you grounded. Up till now, you've been living. All I'll say is this. Once you've defeated Revier. All right, that's it from me. I'll get you back safely first, then go meet.
You're the best!
I appreciate the gesture. It speaks to your good character. Anyway, let's get going. There are...
It was a close call, but we got the iridescent moon's marrow and restored Columbina's strength. And that's all that matters. In other words, mission accomplished. Paimon wonders how everyone else is doing.